Yo, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
He broke up with me because I wanted to go out with my friends, but he was uncomfortable. No more wasting time. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, let's talk about my relationship and how it ended.
Let's talk about it.
I'm also getting ready for today. Like, I'm not doing anything. I just know I have to get ready and like not sit in my bed and do nothing. So essentially, just to get like right into it, my boyfriend broke up with me 2 days ago, but it was mainly because I went to a party. And just to be clear, there's nobody that I actually even knew was going to the party.
Right.
My friend just said, hey, there's a party. Do you and your friend want to come? I was like, hell yeah, bestie. Like, let's just go out. No.
Okay, party with a bunch of men who you do not know. Let's keep listening.
Naturally, as the great girlfriend that I wanted to be, I asked my boyfriend right away. And I ended up, my philosophy was like changing. Instead of asking my boyfriend, I was just like, well, I'm just going to tell you. And I'm also going to offer you, like, I'm going to promise you to text you all the time. Like, I'll text you every 5 minutes if you want me to. Like, I'll tell you everything that I drink. I'll send you pictures 24/7, like, with everybody that's there. If anybody tries to hit on me, I'll tell you. Because essentially, like, I'm literally going out with my two best friends. You know who they are. And we're going to go to a party.
They're both 304s. That's probably why he didn't want you to go. He said, who you going with? Damn.
No, I have a boyfriend. Like, I'm going to tell everybody that I have a boyfriend. So it's not like I'm going to go out just to, like, talk to other guys. And essentially he was like, well, I already know you're going to go. Just have fun. Like, just go have fun. And I knew he was saying it in, like, he didn't really mean it, but he was just saying it to, you know, like, he was just like, I don't really care. Just go have fun. I was like, okay, you know, I love you. And I'll text you the entire time I'm there. I get there and he starts sending me, like, half-face pics, pictures of the ceiling. Immediately I text him. I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, you know, I don't want you to be there. And I'm like, well, honey, I'm already here. Like, I can't, like, you know, I'm already having fun. Like, you told me to have fun before I got here.
And I'm having fun. It's too late. Right? She's out there. The streets got her, bro.
So the entire time I was at the party, I was basically just texting him the entire time. Like, I'm sorry. Like, what's wrong? What can I do to help? And of course, nothing was helping. And essentially that night I come home and I call him right away and I'm like, hey, how are you doing? And he's like,
what the F is that? The shit that women use, man. What is that?
well, I'm all right. I just really didn't want you to go and I'm upset that you went. And like,
look at her eyeball. We need a close up of that. Crazy.
we were on the phone forever. Keep in mind my friend's here, so she's like hearing us like argue basically. I hang up and I'm like so over. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, he told me to have fun and so. And like, I was trying the entire time just to make him comfortable.
Right.
So we go back and forth about like why it was fine for me and how I was trying to help the entire time and how he was like upset, but then I didn't understand. We just kept going back and forth. And then he just goes, I don't think this relationship's gonna work. And I was pissed off because it's like, why the you try to break up with me over the phone? Like, you better come here. He drove 40 minutes and he came to my house. He sneaks over, he comes in, and we break up. And but we agreed to stay friends. But the next day I completely
Okay. That's it. Guys, listen, man, as this content's becoming more popular, readily available, the younger generation, they're not playing with these next generation of women. They're not, man. They're speaking up, you know, the same way feminism just lit up like a wildfire. A lot of guys today who are dating stumbling on content that's letting them know like, hey, you too, as a man, can have expectations and qualifications for the woman that you deal with. You're allowed to have preferences as a man and say, I want the type of woman who doesn't go out and party like she is single. So this should get interesting. Now, with that being said, we got a couple of things to talk about, and these are really important when it comes to women and going out. You guys want to listen to this because this is going to help you. Because if you're dating out here, you're probably going to go through this for sure. The first thing is based on how this story was told. It sounds like they had an understanding beforehand that if she was going to go out, she was going to ask him for permission. She was going to run things by him. I did a video a while back of a woman who said that she asked her man for permission and how other women looked down on her. And she was basically like, why wouldn't I ask my man for permission to go out? We talk about things the same way I would expect him to do the same. Let's check it out.
You know, one thing that drives me absolutely crazy
Let's hear
is
it.
when I'm having a conversation with somebody and I'm like, hey, let's go do these things on these dates. And I say, cool, sounds good. Let me have a conversation with my fiance and I'll keep you posted. And immediately they're like, you have to ask him for permission. Does he own you? First of all, let's not be childish. Second of all, when you are in a relationship, the decisions you make affect your partner. It's called consideration, respect, and maturity. So low-key in the back of my head, I am thinking, oh my gosh, this is why you're single. Because why in the world do you automatically go to ownership when you consider your partner and the decisions you make?
Makes
I'm
sense.
telling you right now, if this man decided one day, hey, I'm going to go to Cali for a week, and he does not tell me until he is in California, baby, we will have major issues.
Right.
Because ain't no way in this freaking world that we do not make these decisions together. This is my teammate, my partner. Not to mention, this man bought this house. He pays my bills. He's more than likely sending me money on the trip that you are trying to take with me. I do not want to be single with you. I am quite literally spoiled and I love it here. So don't play these games with me. You can keep that to yourself. Thank you.
There we go, right? There are women out here who understand how it works. And this is the type of woman you want, man, you know, who runs things by you. Not this whole modern woman thing of, oh, tell your boyfriend you're going on a girl's trip. Tell your boyfriend you're going out. Tell your fiance you're going out and he doesn't own you. Nah, you want to have an agreement before you date. You want to have an agreement and let her know, hey, this is what I expect. And that conversation needs to be had. And if she's not with it, you don't give her a relationship. Plain and simple. Now, in this situation, it sounded like they might have had something like that. And then eventually she decided to do things a little bit differently. She decided to say, you know what? I'm going to just let him know this time. I'm here to let you guys know that if you're ever dating a woman who understands that you're not down with the girls' trips and going out and all that, and she decides to let you know that, hey, I want to go out with my friends. I know what you think about that and where you stand with that, but I want to let you know that that's the decision I'm making. I know you're going to be mad, but I'll text you every time I do this. If a woman does that, knowing that that's a boundary you've set and she's willing to cross it, and she's like, you can't stop me. I'm making this decision. You need to know that she's over that relationship. Women jeopardize relationships. That's how they show that they're over a relationship. She'll start testing you like this. This is what she wanted. She was over this guy. So you should know that if she does that, the best thing you can do is break up with her. And the worst type of situation you want, guys, is a situation where a woman says, I'm going to text you and send you photos. What is that going to do? I mean, literally, what's that honestly going to do? Because listen, guys, I've had a woman say this to me. I've had a woman say, hey, okay, I understand you don't want me to go out and go on girls trips, but what if I always keep my location on the whole time and send you photos and pictures every single step of the way? And my response to that is, what the F am I going to do with those photos? What am I going to do knowing that you're in Vegas visiting your sister, right? Because maybe she may decide to lie. I'm not going to ask me to send her photos and this. If you're going to lie, you're going to lie. Don't be this guy and stress yourself out. When a woman's gone and you decide, because there may be times, man, if you get to the point where you're like, you know what, babe, go ahead, go enjoy yourself. Having photos and her location will not stop any woman on this planet from cheating on you. It won't stop her from doing shit. If you let her go, if you decide against your best judgment, or you decide, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna let her go. Again, if you decide to let her go off on some trip, her sending photos and video isn't gonna change shit. What are you gonna do with that? You're gonna fly all the way to whatever state she's in, or show up to the house party, drive an hour wherever she's at, and start looking for her? Come on, man. That's that beta shit. That's that lack of an abundance mindset. If she decides to go against your better judgment, just let her go. You just let her go. Do not stress yourself out. And I remember telling the chick who was like, oh yeah, I'll send you location. I was like, what am I gonna do with your location? What am I gonna do? Know which hotel and street exactly that you're getting clapped? No, really, what am I gonna do? Drive all the way down there for what? If she's gonna do it, she's going to do it. If she does this and crosses that boundary, know that she's willing to risk the relationship. She's already mentally checked out. Let her go and move on, right? Move on. And there are guys out here who actually decide that even in a relationship, they'll be like, okay, I'll let my girl go out once in a while. You have to understand that if she's out there, anything can happen. The worst thing you can do, again, is play detective and have her sending you photos and videos. That's just too traumatic, man. If it's happening, let it happen. Let him have her, and maybe she won't, right? But don't stress yourself out. Let's check out some of these comments, see what the people have to say. First comment here says, you don't need to ask permission to go out. You are your own person. he isn't your father, right? These are single women here giving advice. And another comment here says, I feel like he was just waiting on something small to overreact for him to leave the relationship. You know, this is a man. He says relationships are something else. And another woman here says, my ex was like this. You dodged a bullet. Live your life, right? Be a 304. Here's another comment that says, never be friends with an ex. Cut them off completely. Another person here added, it kind of seems like he was looking for an excuse to break up. I don't know though. Nah, she was looking for that. She was ready to risk that relationship. She was ready to cross those lines. Here's another comment that says, lots of boundary comments. Just want to remind you that boundaries are about what you want/need, not what your partner demands of you. Stay strong. Another comment says, did y'all set a boundary about not going to parties? See, she knows. And she didn't respond to this. And that's what you got to do in the very beginning. Here's another comment that says, I definitely think it was lost communication. I don't think he was insecure. He clearly just was not comfortable with you going and didn't want to tell you. And that is it. Guys, listen, as always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.